All right, let's make some loaded potato soup. Start with our soup stock pot. Throw about 5 thick cut bacon pieces in there, and let's start rendering those down. We're gonna do this under low to medium heat. You don't wanna rush this. You really wanna render that fat nicely. Just break that bacon up a little bit and let it start doing its thing. Once we have some fat out of it, we're gonna season it with our Fire and Smoke Windy City seasoning. Why? Because you want some good flavor on that bacon. That's right. Remember, there's no sugar in this rub, so it's not gonna over caramelize on that bacon. Now we're gonna take that out. Just take the bacon out. You wanna keep all that fat and all that flavor down there. Believe me, this is harder than you think. Once we have that, be careful. Boom! Throw some butter in there. We use Gold bars, Kerrygold butter. You can use whatever you'd like. You don't have to add butter. I just did because I want a little bit more flavor for when we're throwing those onions in. Throw some onions in. And let them start to sweat down and caramelize. We're gonna give them a stir and let them soak up all those juices. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Now we're gonna throw in some of our garlic. You don't wanna throw them in at the same time because they will burn. The garlic will burn. It cooks faster than the onions. Now we're gonna throw some flour in there and make a little bit of a roux. Just get enough flour in there to make it nice and smooth. You be the judge of how smooth you want it and how much flour you really want in there. It also depends on how big of a stock pot you're cooking in and how much of a soup you're making for how many people. Now we're gonna go in with our potatoes. Very, very important, obviously, for a loaded potato soup. Get them all in there. I did add the rest of those a little bit later in the video off camera, so they will all fit. Now I'm gonna mix and incorporate all that in there before I add anything else. I just really want everything to kind of start to hang out and get to know each other. And we're gonna season that with our classic from Fire and Smoke. Once again, no sugar, no MSG, no preservatives. If you wanna pick some up, Fire and Smoke, bbq.com. Four cups of chicken broth. Gonna get that going. This is what the potatoes are gonna cook in, so it's gonna give it flavor. It's gonna be fantastic. We did dice the potatoes up to about 1-inch portions so that they're nice and easy to bite through. Also, they're just gonna be fantastic in this soup. Now we're gonna go with about a cup and a half of whole milk and about 2/3 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Once that's coming together and the potatoes are cooked, we're gonna take some of those out because we're gonna use an immersion blender to whip up the other ones. Now you can do this in a blender. You can do this any way that you wanna do this. I recommend an immersion blender because I like immersion blenders. They make my life a little easier. I'm turning the heat all the way down and then starting to whip. And now I say take out about half the amount of soup, but it's up to you. It depends on how creamy you want your soup. We're gonna add some sour cream in there. Boom. didn't have a spoon, so I had to go grab one. Whip that together. Just gonna add some body. Take your other potatoes, add them back in. It's gonna give you texture. Ooh, this soup is gonna be good. Give it a good mix so we stir it throughout. Add that bacon back in that we made earlier. It's not just a topper, you want it through the soup. Give it a good mix. Now it's time for that soup bowl. Guys, if you like our content, like and subscribe. It helps us out. Ooh, yeah, look how good that is. There we go. Now let's finish it out. We're gonna top it with cheddar cheese, a little bit more of that thick cut bacon, and then we're gonna add some chives right after that. We already chopped them up off camera. Sprinkle them from high so that they kind of disperse nicely for you. And now it is ready to serve. Ooh, remember guys, keep smoking it right. We'll see you guys next week.